Hello and welcome to Hughes at 10. I'm back. Happy New Year, everyone. It's now 2022. Yay. Or maybe it's 2020 part 2. Yay. So lots of things to look forward to this year. The full implementation of Brexit will unfold over the year, starting with on Saturday when goods that were coming into the country had to have more checks at the border, leading up to the 1st of July, when we're going full kind of pulling up the drawbridge and letting anyone who wants to import anything into the country swim across the moat territory. And if you think they're not going to charge you more for having to swim across the fucking moat, then you've got another thing coming. This is going to be the year of the great squeeze. Not just because of Brexit, but Brexit is one of the main driving forces of this big squeeze. There's also the privatisation of the energy companies, which is going to result in a big squeeze, as many of them have gone bankrupt last year because the government decided to privatise all of our energy, well, the energy suppliers around the country. They got privatised, so they were made into a for-profit business, a bit like the people who were supplying masks to, PPE tests, not PPE tests, COVID tests, the lateral flow tests to people. Got a delivery of 2 million of them on Christmas Eve and decided to close for 4 days. Because, profits. Yeah. Anyway, so there's the squeeze on that. There's a squeeze on farming. There's a squeeze on fishermen, who are going to be really feeling it from this year onwards. I mean, they already are, but even worse so than they already were, because the EU is also not tightening up. The EU is also tightening up its borders against us. From now on, we're going to need a electronic travel authorization. Fuck! Sorry, didn't mean to swear. Sorry, I didn't mean to shock you. It just really fucks me up. From now on, to visit my own continent, I'm going to have to apply. I'm going to have to ask permission to travel around my continent. That, so far in my life, up until after the fall of the Berlin Wall, I've been fairly easily traveling around. Very easily traveling around. I needed visas for 2 countries, Russia and Belarus, both of which, there you go, that's my Russia visa and my Belarus visa on the same page in my passport. All the rest of the country, I could just come and go as I fucking pleased, but now I can't because we voted out. We voted to leave our continent, which is as stupid as it sounds. Sure, good thing that, we have to get those travel authorizations before we go anywhere, because otherwise, people with a criminal record might be able to leave the country. Might not be able to do so in the future. And also roaming charges are coming back. But before all that, I'm going to say hello to everyone who's watching. Hello. Sorry, I just want to get that big fuck out of the way. Hello, which is something I'd like to do. Boris Johnson, get that big fuck out of the way as well. John Barleycorn says hello. Hello, John Barleycorn. We got number 3 there. Richard saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Richard. I'll settle for, I'll settle for better. That's what I'm saying. Charlie Nelson saying I up. We've got Conservative saying Happy New Year to everyone. It's great that everyone's coming. I'm really, really sorry I've not been here the last couple of weeks. I've been ill. I've got no other excuse than I've been really, really sick. Not really, really sick. Just I've had the worst cold I've ever had. And I've had about 8 bloody COVID tests. Sticking thing up my nose. I've done the thing at the back of my throat. Everything. Not come up with COVID yet. So apparently I don't have COVID, but whatever I've got is actually worse than COVID. When I had COVID last year, it was just, I felt a bit groggy for a day. This has been over 2.5 weeks now. I just felt like absolute shit. Warmed up. So sorry. Couldn't end up doing the show, which I wanted to do, obviously, because who doesn't want to do a show over Christmas when everyone's feeling drunk and a bit generous? Damn it. Yeah, I missed that opportunity, didn't I? But the good news is that I'm going to continue to do this format. So this Hughes at 10 on Mondays is going to be a regular thing once a week. Thursdays is still going to be set aside for Hughes of the World. And hopefully at the weekend, I'll be doing a show about something else, hopefully about films. But we will see. We will see. I'll try and set that up this week. We'll see how we go. I don't know if this 2022 logo is doing me any justice here. I think I'll change it to something more appropriate, more along my current thinking. There you go. It's the old Gits saying Happy New Year. Okay. Happy New Year to everyone, says Conservator. Chris Neal says Happy 2022 too. And in fact, this is the third year, I think, of my life in which there's been three numbers, the same number in the year. I think the others were 1999 and 2000. Is that right? Can someone put me right on that if I'm wrong? Am I wrong? I don't know. But yeah, there's 3 twos in 2022. Hola, amigos, says Crucigatus. I'm saying that completely wrong. I'm very sorry. Feliz Navidad, amigo. Happy New Year's. Feliz Nuevo Año. Happy 2022. Happy New Year, says Tim Hicks and Walter Howison and Bud He. Glasgow Kisses there saying sup for my cup. That's a good idea, actually. Still a bit hot. I'm just going to take the lid off so it cools down a little bit. Happy New Year, says Tim Hicks. And we've got Don Donovan saying Happy New Year, everyone. We've got Mark Walton saying Happy New Year, Graham and all. We've got 239 Timmy G saying Happy New Year, Graham. Jeremy Goff, evening. Any resolutions yet? I didn't make any resolutions because I knew I'd just break them straight away. So I've got to that age now is we just go, oh, fuck it. I'm going to try and do a bit better. There you go. That's my New Year's resolution. What now, minions? What, Graham? Well, didn't you say so? Out of the way, says G Vengeance. Yes, I was just saying fuck. I started screaming fuck because I'm really pissed off about particularly. I mean, I'm pissed off about the fact that the price of everything is going to go up over the next year. That's fuel. It's keeping your house warm. It's keeping food in your children's bellies. Looking after your parents, your elderly parents and relatives. Everything. Driving, everything is going to become more expensive in the next year because of this Tory fucking government, this complete shower of shite that is currently running our country into the ground. And you look at something like that twat, David Kapowski or whatever the fuck his name is, that Russian, no, not Russian, he might as well be, Polish guy who came over here as a child speaking fluent Polish. He's then sponged £22,000 off the taxpayer. That's twice as much as someone on minimum wage earns in a year. £22,000 on Polish lessons to learn a language he already speaks. Corrupt motherfucker. Is this getting through? I mean, it just seems mad that people get up in arms about, I don't know, KFC running out of chicken or Nasty Nick cheating on Big Brother, if you're old enough to remember that kind of thing. Yeah, that everyone gets all het up about this. Or Doctor Who being a woman. And yet these Tories are not just taking the piss. They're taking the soul of the nation, ripping it out, wiping their arses with it. We're just letting them. We're the cause of a revolution. Sorry, I think we need a fucking purge, to be honest with you. I'm getting to the point now. I'm sick of this, the mealy-mouthed opposition. In America, they're going to be full fat fascists within 10 years. Full fat fascism in the US and possibly here as well. You know, V for Vendetta, it's going to look like a fucking documentary, mate. Because we're letting them get away with it. We're letting the Met Police say, oh no, we're not going to investigate Prince Andrew. We're not going to investigate these parties. We're not going to investigate all this expensive wallpaper that Boris Johnson got off a Tory donor who we didn't know who was giving him the money, even though he fucking WhatsApped him. Not enough evidence, mate. Yeah, we'll get together. We'll talk about redoing the rules. We'll sort the rules out for the next time someone breaks the ministerial fucking code. But even if they do break the ministerial code, they'll get away with it. And I guess that's it, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's just the fact that people get away with cheating. People get away with cheating. As long as they're rich, as long as they're powerful, they get away with cheating. They cheat the system, and the opposition does nothing about it. In America, right? Hello, any Americans watching this? I don't think you are, but if you are, what the fuck? Democrats, right? Make Washington, D.C. and fucking Puerto Rico into states. Do it now. Do it yesterday. Make them states because there's 4 more senators for the fucking Democrats, you dickheads. Put some more people in the Supreme Court. Doesn't say anywhere in the Constitution how many people need to be on the Supreme Court. Fine. Put another 6 fucking people in it. Make them 20-year-old fucking law graduates who are so left-wing they eat fucking lentils and live in a fucking cave for all I care. Just do it. And then change the rules so when the Republicans get back in, which they probably would never do if you did these things, when they do get back in, they can't change it. They can't add more people. They just can't. Make that the fucking rule. Get rid of the filibuster. For fuck's sake. Get rid of the filibuster. In the Senate. You've already got rid of it in the House of fucking Representatives, you twats. Because nothing was getting done. Nothing. Meanwhile, in the UK, fucking hell. Where are the calls for the abolition of the monarchy? Got a fucking nonce. Got a fucking nonce in the fucking palace of Buckingham. And everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, he's got to be all right because basically the woman who's saying that he abused her when she was underage, which he did, which he totally fucking did. If you didn't do it, Andrew, fucking sue me, all right? Fucking nonce. Right, so if he didn't do this, right, he was involved in 2 of the most prolific and famous paedophiles who ran a cross-state international paedophile ring that he was involved in, and he was named in the fucking papers. Along with Alan Dershowitz, who was interviewed on the BBC this week as if he was an impartial observer. An impartial fucking what? What the fuck, BBC? When did you lose your the pursuit of the truth? In the pursuit of this balance. Oh, we've got to find balance. You know, you talk to someone about the fact that the sky is blue. You got to find some fucking wingnut off the internet to come into the studio and tell you why the fucking sky isn't blue. Jesus fucking Christ. Seriously? But yeah, Prince Andrew, he's now saying, oh, you know, she can't, we can't go ahead with this thing because she doesn't live in America anymore. Okay. Did you commit this crime? Because that's something that someone who did commit a crime would probably say. I'm just saying that if you did commit a crime and you wanted to get away with it, you'd probably try and get off on a technicality like Freddy fucking Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. You'd probably try and get away on a technicality. So what's the new technicality? That one didn't work, by the way. Oh, so now he's saying, oh, well, she signed this thing in 2009, this agreement with a paedophile. An agreement with a paedophile. An agreement with a convicted paedophile to say, I'm not gonna pursue anyone else who raped that person. No, I'll just let them go. If she did sign that, then she signed it under fucking duress. She was trying to take down one of the richest and most powerful pedophiles, richest and most powerful paedophile on the planet, on the entire planet Earth. The richest and most vicious, most prolific paedophile anywhere from here to Alpha Centauri. My fucking God. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? And he's going, oh, I'll get off on the technicality, it'll be all right. And this guy still... No one's calling abolishing the monarchy. No one's even thinking about it. As soon as the Queen's dead, mate, that's it. It's fucking over. The game is over. I think there's false equivalence between Meghan Markle and Prince Andrew. Oh, the Queen's got problems this year because of Prince Andrew being a massive nonce and, Meghan existing, being black. I mean, how dare she? Wow. Oh, I got £5 off Phil Spicer. Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you. £5. It's made it worth all the while. Apathy is the biggest killer in the UK of the UK. People close their front doors and forget because they see that the corruption doesn't affect them. Yeah. I was just having a chat with Ben Chambers about this, and I was saying to him, like, I don't want to talk about politics all the time. One of my when I'm chatting with people, we end up talking politics. It's just something I do. I know I shouldn't do it, but it just always seems to come up in conversation. And there'll be a point in the conversation where they'll just go, oh, can we stop talking about this? It's just depressing me. You know, they shut off. They don't want to talk about it. And I don't blame them. It is fucking depressing. But how about it's not? How about we dream of a day where politics isn't depressing? Where you turn on the news and it's like the government's doing something great. The government's doing an amazing thing to combat climate change or to educate kids or to alleviate poverty or to eradicate poverty. But where are the calls? Where are the calls to do that? Where are the calls to put all these fucking Tory crooks on trial? To abolish the House of fucking Lords? To bring in UBI? To legalise drugs? I mean, fuck's sake, it's not rocket science. To build a better society. A more protective society for our kids. But no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to continue on this stream of consciousness fucking idiocy. And we're going to leave the crackpot in chief in charge of the country, Boris fucking Johnson. Boris Johnson, mate. Fucking hell. Woo! Canal! Thank you for my £10 from Singapore. Thank you for my Singapore dollars. Canal. Back in form. Truth out. I hear you, brother. My God, it's so frustrating. And you wonder how bad it's got to get before people really start kicking off, don't you? I mean, I don't know. If we have a sweltering summer, and I said this last summer, I might be wrong. I was wrong last summer, but obviously COVID still I cast a bit of a cloud over last summer. Although apparently it was Freedom Day. Now everyone's got fucking Omicron, and the government's not making a decision. Which is great. I mean, it's called holding your nerve. So in a war movie, when the soldiers are all getting fucking slaughtered, right? And the officer has a fucking panic attack, right? And there's people saying to the officer, "Will you just fucking do something? Will you just do?" And the officer's like, "No, I don't know." And you're watching this film and you're screaming at the screen, "Just make a fucking decision! People are dying, you daft twat!" That's Boris Johnson. He's in charge and he can't make a decision. And how is this reported? In the fucking arse-licking fucking newspapers that are so up Boris Johnson's arse. They wear him like a fucking hat. Who? They report it as if holding his nerve. Holding his nerve? What? What the fuck? Feels like I've just dropped in from another fucking planet. Hello, come. I've landed on this strange planet called Earth, where 52% of the people are below average. How does that work? I don't know. Just fucking does. Charlie Nelson, £2. Will Johnson face a leadership challenge? I hope so. Liz Truss. Named after a woman. Named after something that supports bollocks. Liz Truss. She's the fucking idiot who went, "That is a disgrace!" About French cheeses being sold in the UK. This is the woman who went, "Pork markets." And it became a fucking meme. And now they're shepherding her towards the leadership. Oh my fucking giddy aunt. It's the woman who was Labour. And then she was Lib Dem, and then she was Remain. No, she was a Eurosceptic. Then she was Remain, and now she's a fervent Brexiteer. So much so that she was like, she's really excited about these crap new trade deals that we've got. These absolute bollocks trade deals. And I've said it before. I'm sorry if this is boring you, but I've been to every country in the world. Been to every country in the fucking world. And the majority of rich countries that can buy our stuff, that can afford to buy our stuff, this is not complicated. The vast majority are in Europe. Of rich countries. There are 8 that aren't. 9 if you include Taiwan, but then, my broadcast would get shut down in China for calling Taiwan a country. Ooh, naughty, naughty. Actually, signed. Naughty, naughty. Right, anyway. I'm 74, nothing has changed, says BMW Nasher. Indeed. You're forgetting about selling more cheese to lactose-intolerant Asians. Yes. Sounds very sensible. There is a way of processing cheese, isn't there? So even if you're lactose-intolerant, you can still tolerate it. Anyway, good news. Marjorie Taylor Moore has been... Sorry, Marjorie Taylor Moore? What the fuck? Mary Tyler Moore. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been kicked off Twitter. She's had her account suspended. And so has Penis Morgan. Piers Morgan, who is currently the country's biggest anti-masker, anti-vaxxer. The anti-vaxxers now dying at a considerable rate. 61 times more likely to die now. You are if you don't. Oh, turn into Yoda. If you don't have a fucking vaccine. 61 more times likely to die of COVID. There's a part of me that channels the guy being interviewed on what was it called? Counterpoint on Airplane, the movie, where he says they knew what they were getting into when they bought their tickets. I say let them crash. What's the state of the NHS is number 3? Well, we built these Nightingale hospitals and there weren't enough staff for them, so they just kind of just disappeared slowly overnight. Spent lots of money on them, though. Spent loads of money on track and trace, 37 billion. In fact, that could have saved the NHS, but no, we spent it all. Private enterprise consultants being paid thousands of pounds every day to consult. PricewaterhouseCoopers fucking bring in the consultants. Yeah. What do you do? I don't know. I'm a consultant. I just come in and people consult me about shit. Okay, great. You go and consult. So, yeah, big waste of taxpayers' money. It makes me not want to pay tax. You know, it really does. I mean, I've got to this point now where I'm like, why are we paying tax when the government's just using it to give to their mates? Case in point, this Truss woman, the supporter of bollocks, she went out for a meal. It's still being leaked by someone in the Tory party who's just, you know, basically Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, just fucking with everybody for their own edification, I guess. But it came out that she went to, had a meal at a Conservative Tory donors, the same thing, a Tory donors restaurant. And she spent, £2,000 was it? For lunch? Of taxpayers' money? Do you remember the expenses scandal? It was about 10 years ago. Bit more. Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, everyone's up in arms about it. There's a guy fucking wanted a little hut on his fucking island in his duck pond or something. Well, there's a Tory lord, who has spent over £500,000 on levelling up his driveway. His fucking driveway! Why aren't we rioting in the streets? Am I going to get arrested now for encouraging a fucking riot? I'm not saying that we should riot in the streets. I'm just surprised there isn't a riot in the fucking street. I think that everyone's just fatigued. I think that everyone's just fucked off with it all. And they're just like, I can't just put up with any more of this nonsense. I'm going to shut the door. I'm going to pretend that the rest of the world doesn't exist. I'm just going to stay at home and watch Netflix. I'm going to watch Don't Look Up on Netflix. I'm going to watch Don't Look Up. Oh my God. This film is basically everyone who's been involved in the environmental movement or the pro-European movement. This is our nightmare. We've been living this of saying, don't do that because this catastrophic thing will happen. And the people in charge go, don't worry about it. Don't worry, you pretty little head. Don't get ideas above your station. If you complain about anything, you've got a chip on your shoulder. Look at you with your big chip on your shoulder, you chippy-shouldered bastard. Oh, okay, I better not say anything then because obviously, you know, we're not allowed a voice. I'm sure your freedom is worth more than mine. I mean, after all, you should be able to say what the fuck you like, no matter who it offends. Whereas me telling people that these things have happened, been reported in the news, they've actually fucking happened. I don't see anyone getting sued for reporting them. These aren't conspiracy theories. They're actually fucking happening. And these motherfuckers are getting away with it. I'm not saying we should riot. I'm saying that it's a bit surprising there is no riot. Where is it? Where's the riots? Where are the people basically on the streets fucking shit up? We just had the warmest New Year. The warmest New Year on record. The warmest New Year's Eve on record. On record until next year when we'll have a warmer one. The world is dying. We just had fucking, 30,000 bloody starfish washing on a beach in fucking Wales, for Christ's sake. The world is dying. The planet that we live on is dying. Our nation, Britain, is dying. And no one's doing anything about it. There's a few of us, you watching this, are doing something by just, passively doing something by just watching this. Instead of the shite, reading the shite that they pump out in the tabloids, watching BBC fucking news, which seems to be like some kind of, I don't know, cancer within the BBC, bringing down the good name of the BBC. Oh, fuck all the comedies, fuck all the great dramas, fuck all the good natural history documentaries. What we're going to do is we're going to destroy the name of the BBC through BBC News by putting a load of Tories in charge and making it fucking awful. and giving people like Alan Dershowitz, who was the co-accused with Prince Andrew over the sex abuse that happened at fucking Ghislaine Maxwell's fucking house, on the telly to talk about Ghislaine Maxwell being found guilty of being a rape trafficker. A fucking rape trafficker. Don't call it a sex trafficker. Because statutory rape is, you can't have sex with someone who's 14 years old. It is rape. It is statutory fucking rape. And that's what she did. I hate the way we sugarcoat. We sugarcoat this, the abuse of children, even calling it child abuse. Call it what it fucking is. Don't call it kiddie fiddling. Call it what it is. It's fucking rape. Maybe we're living in a world where only 1 in 100 rapes reported to the police end in a conviction. 1 in 100. What the fuck? And the Met, wow, they have outdone themselves this year. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a show called the See You Next Tuesday Awards. I'm sure the Met Police will win something. They have outdone themselves. Well, last year now, in 2021. Been found guilty of institutional corruption, turned a blind eye to institutional corruption, turned a blind eye to someone who was called the rapist as a nickname, who fucking worked for them, who then went ahead and kidnapped, raped and murdered a young woman. And then, when there was a vigil for this woman, they put their fucking knees on the backs of the women who were at the fucking vigil. Oh my God. And could it get any worse? Yes, it could get fucking worse. Because of homophobia in the Met, they didn't correctly investigate a string of killings of gay men. And so more people died. 5 people who are not on this planet probably today because probably of the Met. Motherfuckers. Cressida dick. Cressida fucking dick. What a twat. Funny that, innit? In charge of it all, sitting there, you know, we're not going to investigate Prince Andrew, we're not going to investigate Boris Johnson, we're not going to investigate Tory sleaze, we're not going to investigate all this money that's gone to their mates, we're not going to investigate the referendum and the criminal activities that went on in the fucking referendum. Fuck yeah. So, I want to talk about Don't Look Up for a moment. Just kind of change the subject. I should read some of your comments because comments are coming in thick and fast here. We've got conservatives saying hard cheese contains hardly any lactose, which is something I said, I think. Duke Vengeance, don't catch COVID. For the love of milk and cookies, don't catch COVID. Freckle Puny says, Britain faces a simple and inexcusable choice. Stability, strong government with me, or chaos with their Miliband. How's that working out, Dave? David Cameron. Oh, Jesus. Penis book, yes. Thank you for recommending Mayor by Zuza. I don't know. Is that Chucha? Is that Chucha or is it Zuza or is or is it Thutha? Someone tell me how to say that word, that name. Plumdorf says Lord Frost. What a guy you turned out. But yes, the Brexit minister. It's like Defence Against the Dark Arts. Fucking master at Hogwarts, isn't it? It's just a poison chalice. Who wants to be the next Brexit minister? Oh, yeah, I'll do that. So the man who had the best deal ever, and then he decided he hated the deal that he negotiated. Once he gets his hands on that motherfucker who negotiated that fucking deal, oh, he'll have words with him. Yeah, it was you, mate. It was you, Lord Frost. You negotiate that fucking deal, you massive, gargantuan, galaxy-sized cunt. I really, really hope all the worst for you and everyone you love, which I don't think is going to be many people. I mean, look at you. Look at you. I mean, really, what are you? Fucking Baron Harkonnen, you know, after a hard night out, a heavy night out. I don't know. I don't know. You're just awful. You're just fucking awful, Lord Frost, and I hope all the worst for you. I hope bad things happen. I hope you find a lump. Anyway, moving on. Maya was a real baby born during the pandemic from a lesbian couple. Cool. Sousa took care of a couple and baby until it was born. That's cool. 100 Chiefs last nursery. Frankly, if I still had my rifle, I'd be in the shit now. It's how pissed I am at the government. Wow, 100 Chiefs plant nursery. We don't need rifles. We don't need, but we need people on the streets. We need to get people on the motherfucking streets. Fucking going ballistic about this. Going fucking ballistic. I'm fed up with being polite. I'm fed up with being nice. I'm like, everyone's like, just, you know, maybe if we reason with... You can't reason with a madman! You can't reason with a fucking wild boar running through the fucking jungle towards you. You can't use clever politics to stop it trying to fucking eat your innards, because it's going to. What's the words that Winston Churchill said? You don't negotiate with a tiger when your head it's in its mouth. And that's where we are now. Our head is in the tiger's fucking mouth. Fucking hell, for all the shit that Winston Churchill did, and don't get me wrong, that guy did a lot of shit. A lot of shit. He was still 1,000 times better than the cunt we've got in charge right now. Wow. And that's saying something. Boris fucking Johnson. Guy there just gathering up his fucking money. His money. I hope you've seen Don't Look Up, because if you haven't, you might want to mute me just for a couple of minutes, okay? And when I've stopped talking about it, I'll do this so you'll know to come back on, okay? I'm going to quickly talk about Don't Look Up. If you haven't seen it and you don't want any spoilers, please mute me now. I will wave when I've stopped talking about it. Okay, Don't Look Up. The thing that I loved about that movie more than anything else was the fact that the rich fuckers fucking escaped. They had an escape route. They got into a spaceship and flew off into space. I know it didn't end up very well once they landed on the planet at the end, but they escaped, and I thought, yeah, thank you for doing that. Thank you for showing that those cunts are not going to be swept up in the shit that we're going to be swept up in. In the same way that the neo-aristocrats, or in fact in the war, I guess they were just aristocrats. They weren't neo-aristocrats, they were just aristocrats. They had better taste, I think. And they basically, they told people, oh, bombs don't discriminate. The bombs, they just land, don't they? No, they did discriminate. They landed in working class areas. The rich, they were fine. Oh, but everyone got rationed. The Queen Mum had to eat Spam, don't you know? Bullshit. If you were rich, you could eat at the Ritz every fucking day for breakfast, lunch and dinner all the way through the war. If you had money, you could escape the war. If you had money, you could make sure that your children weren't conscripted to fight in the fucking war. If you had money. Trump's parents had money, so he didn't fight in fucking Vietnam, did he? Which is a bit of a shame. Viet Cong might have done us a fucking favour. Fuck me sideways. Anyway, point being, the rich fucking escape. And that's what they're going to do with climate change. That is exactly what they're going to do with climate change. Because they will escape it. They'll go to the place on the fucking planet that is least affected by climate change. If it's halfway up a fucking mountain, doesn't fucking matter. They're going to find somewhere, they're going to fucking fortify it, they're going to live there with loads of fucking gold or money or whatever the fuck they're going to have for themselves. And they're going to leave the rest of us to fucking die. And that includes your kids. And that includes your grandkids, if you have grandkids. Anyone alive at this moment who is going to be alive for the next 20, 30 years is going to get caught up in this shit. And the world is dying. Make no mistake about it. We need to be taking carbon out of the atmosphere. And we are putting in more than ever. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking about Don't Look Up now. I've finished talking about Don't Look Up now. Okay, obviously, Don't Look Up is an allegory about climate change. I mean, you should know that before you watch it. It doesn't make any difference to the plot. Okay, has he done ruining the movie yet? Thanks for the spoiler alert. Don't forget to wave. Yes, I've done that. But yeah, just making the point. Please watch it, and then we'll have a chat about it on the Discord server. Do you remember Discord? I do. That was fun. So we're going to go on the Discord server after the show. If you'd like to join us on the Discord server, Glasgow Kiss is watching and would like to furnish us with the link at some point in the next 20 minutes. That'll be ace. If you're not watching Glasgow, don't worry. I'll do it myself, but it'll require me tapping away on my keyboard here like a weirdo and trying to talk at the camera at the same time and keep people entertained, which isn't always that easy. So yeah, lots of things to talk about. He was talking about Don't Look Up, yes, which is, I want everyone to watch it. What's a sign of a good movie? I watched Spider-Man today. I watched Spider-Man Far From Home. No Way Home. And exceptionally good movie. I'm a Marvel fan. I don't care. I don't give a shit if people go, oh, you really? I'm very pretentious. I don't like those comic book films. Well, I do like those comic book films. Mostly. I don't like DC so much because it's a bit gloomy. And the jokes in it are a bit try-hard. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we told you joking about that movie. Put it on the trailer. It's a car, isn't it? Yeah, chicks dig the car. Anyway, but yeah, I just want to mention the fact that I went to a subtitle screening. As you know, as many of you, my regulars know, my partner is deaf. And it was during the day on a Monday. I know it's a bank holiday Monday, but still. Every single seat was taken. I know that because I got the last 2 seats. And then I turned around, because it was on the fucking front row, wasn't it? I've got a click in my neck now. Turned around, the whole place was full. On a Monday afternoon. Hey, cinema people! Odeon Cinemas, View, Cineworld, Dickheads, Picture House, Knobheads. Oi, hello, I'm over here. Put more fucking subtitle films on, mate. You'll make more money, you fucking dickheads. Jesus Christ. It's not fucking rocket science. Anyway. Crystal says, watched Jojo Rabbit yesterday. It's brilliant. I watched a bit of Jojo Rabbit. I started watching it, but it was New Year and we were doing all this other stuff. And we weren't watching it properly. And yeah, so basically I've got to start watching it again. But the bits that I watched were very, very, very good. Lego is Danish. Graham, you handsome as always. Oh, well, I've got a bit of a beard at the moment. I've got a bit of a fisherman's beard going on at the moment. I've got to give that a bit of a trim. I was going to do that before the show, but I ran out of time, as I always do. Time. So one thing that I wish everyone had more of, basically, except maybe the Tories. I'd like them to have much less. Maybe, I don't know, an hour maximum. Anyway, Boris must burn in hell. Problem is, David, hell doesn't exist. So we've got to put him on trial and judge him and bring him to justice in this world. Don't leave it to the next world because it doesn't fucking exist. It's a bit like saying, oh, we'll put them on trial before they're born. Can't do it. Just physically impossible. Metaphysically impossible. Just can't do it. Christian, there is a Lego theme park in Manchester. Don't Look Up needs a mention, sure. Yeah, so a sign of a good movie, and like the Spider-Man movie, and like Don't Look Up, and like June, actually, which I saw, and also like the new Bond movie. The kind of movie that you say, you know, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that movie for whatever reason. I thought that movie was enjoyable. Doesn't mean if it doesn't make any difference to me if the script was amazing or the acting was amazing or the direction was amazing or the lighting was amazing. I don't really care about, you know, everything being awesome in it. If it is fantastic, Blade Runner 2049 was just an incredible movie on like all fronts. But yeah, but I think the mark of an exceptional movie, and I'm not saying like necessarily it has to be amazing. I would say this about Crank, okay? You know, the Jason Statham film with maybe can't let his heartbeat go down. It's just great. It's the kind of movie I kind of want to get other people to watch. And Don't Look Up is that. Don't Look Up, out of the movies that I've seen recently, new movies that have come out, it's the one that I really, really want you to watch. I don't give a fuck whether you watch Spider-Man. I don't care if you watch Dune. I don't care if you watch the new James Bond or if you liked it, whatever. But Don't Look Up. I really, really, really want you to watch it. Ignore Peter Bradshaw at the fucking Guardian. The guy's a knobhead. He went to Haberdasher-esque fucking school for cunts, right? Down in London somewhere, some posh private school. He is a pretentious wanker who famously hated himself for enjoying Mad Max Fury Road. Are you fucking kidding me? Mad Max Fury Road was one of the greatest films ever fucking made. It was the first action movie, I think, ever to be nominated for an Oscar. In over 80 years of the Oscars, no action movie had ever been fucking nominated before for the Best Picture because it's a fucking action movie. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yep. Mad Max Fury Road nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, won obviously loads of awards for things like the best costumes and stuff. But, oh my God, he said, he hated himself for enjoying it. What a wanker. But it also, and I've got a long memory, I'm like a fucking elephant. Ask me what I was doing on a certain date in 1999. I could probably tell you. Back in 1998, The Thin Red Line came out, and you can check this online because I might be misremembering. It was 23 years ago. The Thin Red Line by Terrence Malick, based on the book by Thingy Jones? John Jones, is it? I've forgotten. It's the guy who wrote From Here to Eternity. It's basically kind of a sequel to From Here to Eternity. Not a lot of people know that. The Thin Red Line. Anyway, it came out, and I think that Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian, pretentious twat that he is, gave this movie 1 and 5 stars. What the fuck, Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian? What? Yeah, twat. Anyway, so I've never liked him. And he told people not to watch Don't Look Up. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, this is a movie that people need to watch. They do need to watch this film because it's so on the ball of what is happening. And it explains in a little succinct, I know it's longer than it should be. People say, oh, it's too long. Whatever it is, 2.5 hours. It basically just goes biff, bash, bosh and shows you exactly what the problem is. And for any of us in the last fucking 10 years who have been on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney fucking Plus and binge watched a TV show for 10 hours in a day, I don't think a 2.5 hour movie is a problem, to be honest with you. It's too long. Yeah, well, look, you know, I've got two granddaughters. Jesus Christ, I'm not that old. Haven't shook the cough yet. I've got 2 stepdaughters, and they both sat through, when the youngest was 6, sat through all 3 Lord of the Rings movies, the extended editions. Oh, yes. So don't talk to me about not having a long enough attention span of the young people. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Anyway, the point being, I want people to watch this movie, and therefore critics who are going, I don't like it, it's too shrill. I don't like it, it's too bombastic. I don't like it, it's too, it's not nuanced enough. You don't nuance. Fucking hell, you twatmongers. How about you go and watch Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Started to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. How about you watch that movie again? Because you haven't obviously seen it for a long fucking time. Because when it comes to broad farce and just actually, you know, there's double entendres in there, there's Nazi jokes aplenty. There's a guy in it, Dr. Strangelove, who keeps on trying to salute Hitler. He keeps trying to do a Nazi salute, and he has to push his arm down to stop him doing it. I mean, fuck. And the end of the world in that is brought about by, 50-year-old spoilers here, but the end of the world is brought about by 60-year-old spoilers. Oh my God, we're so old. Is brought about by a conspiracy theorist who thinks that putting fluoride in the water is putting things in people's brains or something so they can track them. Sound familiar? It should. Anyway, do I even have to watch now? Says Glasgow Kiss. Yeah, I think you should. Graham Barris is going to make a documentary to celebrate the Brexit success. He's going to make a documentary? Jesus Christ. 100 trees planted nursery. It means the company's refusing to do it because the quality was poor and be talking out their arse because Lego is very strict with quality. When you buy Lego and it costs a lot of money, the reason is that it's the design. It's not the actual bricks themselves. It's the design that costs the money because they've got to work out how to make an AT-AT or whatever the fuck you're building out of bricks. That's what you pay for. Hell does not exist. You don't know till you get there, says the Fred community. Time is illusion caused by the passage of history. History is illusion caused by the passage of time. Ooh, go get metaphysical here. There's a Lego theme park in Manchester. No, they made 100% decomposable plastic box and carbon negative 3 years earlier than planned. That's really good. Well done, Lego. I love you. Best toy ever. 100 Trees Plant Nursery. Read that one. Rosanna Stone on the intolerant left. Harm mitigation must always matter to a revolutionary. How can you fight for people if not by their side in the battles they face here and now? The answer is both reform and revolution. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm swayed by debate. You're absolutely right. We do need to think about how we're going to mount this revolution. Let's talk. Let's work this out in the next couple of months, and then come on, March. Let's do it. Let's just march in March. Let's march. Everyone should harangue Graham until he has watched Fatty Drives the Bus. I've never heard that. What is Fatty Drives the Bus? I've not seen it. The Mark on Essential Mooney is one that makes you think long after seeing it. That's a good point. Pineapple. I think that is definitely one of the points of him. Yeah, absolutely. So popcorn shit like Spider-Man, I'm not going to think about that movie much. I really not. But Don't Look Up, I can't stop thinking about it. It's lingered. Fight Club. Jesus Christ. When I first watched that in 1999, Wow, that really stuck with me. That really fucking stuck with me a long time. Fight Club. Yeah, there's a few movies that have really, yeah, I think about them a lot. Still, even to this day, that much of an impact. Yeah. So yeah. Whereas, I don't know, some movies that people think are classics, absolutely adore. I just a bit, yeah, it's all right. Don't want to say which because I'll be chased up a tree, and then the tree will be set on fire. Rosanna Stone says, like the stream, awesome workers only. Always. Thank you. You're talking about my stream. Oh, thank you. Aha! Vengeance is a dish best served cold. And on that note, raspberry pavlova. Oh, God, you make me hungry. Hungry. Duke Vengeance. Oh, I've read that one. Glasgow says, Brexit success. There are crowns on pints to show they are a pint that can't be exported. Yeah. We've got little crowns on our pint glasses. Great. I mean, millions of people, millions of families are going to be pushed below the poverty line this year. People's dreams have been dashed. I read about one guy on Reddit who was living in Sweden with his fiancée, and because he can't prove that he's going to earn enough money in the next 5 years or whatever the rules are in Sweden about living there, if you're a third country national, because he hasn't met the target, whatever, the criteria, I should say, he's had to come home to his Brexit voting family who are overjoyed to have him back. And at the age of 33, he's having to start his life all over again. He's had to leave his job, leave his house, and leave his fiancée. What kind of cunt wants that to happen to anyone? Do you know what I mean? Just fucking hell, man. Yeah. I think we need a revolution. I think we need a purge. The neo-aristocrats, just what we're going to call them. I mean, some of them might join us. They might help out. You never know. I'm sure most of them would just, I don't know, curl up on top of their money like a modern-day Smaug. Protect it with their lives. Possibly. I don't know. I'm just sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. The world is dying. We're doing nothing about it. And the fact that we feel like we can't do anything about it, and so we don't, is exactly what they want us to do. They're falling into their trap. We need to do more. We need to be out there. But at the same time, you're in the same boat as I am, I'm sure. We need to earn a living. We need to pay the bills. We need to keep a roof over our heads and food in our bellies. And therein lies the big fucking stitch up of the 20th century. They made everyone get a fucking mortgage, didn't they? Made everyone get a mortgage. What happens if you default on your mortgage? You lose your fucking house. 1 month, you lose your house. 1 month, you lose your house. That's it. You're putting in thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds into paying off your mortgage, miss a payment. That's it. House goes to the bank. Don't get anything. They have everyone over a barrel. Everybody's got a mortgage. They're over a fucking barrel. What can they do? They've got to keep working to pay for the house. And house prices have gone through the fucking roof. Now millennials can't afford them. Generation X, or sorry, Generation Z. Let's call them Generation F. Generation fucked. They're not even going to be able to get anywhere near the housing ladder. The way things are, the government promised hundreds of thousands of new starter homes, affordable houses for people, and they've built none. Not a single fucking one. Gobshites. They promised new hospitals, 40 new hospitals. Haven't built a single fucking one. They've called a new wing on a hospital that already exists. They've said, oh, look, that's a new hospital. No, it's not. It's a new wing on a hospital that already exists, you massive gang of twats. Forgive my language, by the way. I'm sorry I swear so much, but I'm just fucked off with it all. I'm just absolutely, massively fucked off with it all. And I don't know if I can put up with another fucking year of this shit. I really don't. There is a huge temptation for me to just fuck off. I'm sure there's a lot of Brexiteers who would quite like that. But yeah, I mean, I've got friends all over the world. I could just spend the rest of my life travelling if I wanted to. I don't mind sleeping on floors and on the fucking roofs of buses and whatever the fuck I want to sleep. I got the gift of the gab. I can, get money doing fucking, I don't know, stand-up comedy or something. I don't know, presenting stuff. There's always stuff to do. But then again, to do that officially, I'd need a fucking work permit, wouldn't I? My trajectory has just been my life trajectory has just been thrown off fucking course by this Brexit shit. Well, I'm never going to be able to do some of the presenting jobs that I used to do around Europe because I'll need a work permit. And I won't get one because they'll be minded to give someone from Ireland or one of the other EU countries the job before me. Which, yeah, fair enough. I mean, we do that to people from other countries. Except we've done something considerably more twatty. What we've done is we've opened up our doors for the top jobs to everyone in the world. Anyone who wants to come here who wants a top job, if you want a Nobel Prize, please apply. No one applied under that Nobel Prize scheme. Not a single person, Jesus Christ. But the point is that the people who came over here from Romania and Poland and Lithuania and Bulgaria and worked here, doing some of the jobs that we didn't want to do. That I don't want to do. Jobs that I don't want to do. I'm sorry. You might think this is pretentious, right? But I'm only here once. And I don't want to... And I'm a bit talented. I've got talents. I've got... I can write. I can present. I can talk. I know a lot. I know a fuckload of stuff. Sometimes I wish I didn't know so much, but I do. It's there in me fucking head. Need to find a way of monetizing that. Maybe go on the chase. I don't know. But there are people who come over for a bit, do the shit jobs, and then they go home. Well, they stay here. I don't care. They do what they like. But the point is, the government has made it very difficult for those people to come and do those shit jobs now. But they made it easier to do the good jobs. So foreigners are coming and taking the good jobs. And the thing is, the good jobs have already been taken. A lot of them. By... Come on, fill in the blanks here. Come on. You know what I'm going to say. The privately educated. Yes, that's right. 12 of the 16 LBC presenters went to private school. Don't forget, loads of people who went to private school do not need to work. They could be socialites, which is how people have been describing, well, newspapers have been describing the nonce, the paedophile, the child rapist, Ghislaine Maxwell, the rape trafficker. They've been describing it as a socialite, which basically means an unemployed person who is rich. Boris Johnson doesn't need to work. He's never needed to work. That's why he's never done an on-stage fucking work in his life. The newspapers are so up his arse. They'll say, oh yeah, he's failed to make a decision. Yeah, he's standing his ground. Well done, Boris Johnson. God, you gobshite. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, he doesn't need to work. Rishi Sunak, he's married to a fucking billionaire. He doesn't need to work. He's taking the job of Chancellor Exchequer from someone who needs a fucking job. You might want a job at the top. But no, all the jobs are fucking taken, aren't they? All the top jobs, mostly by people who don't need the fucking jobs to live. They don't need those jobs to keep a fucking roof over their heads. They could literally go to a beach somewhere in fucking Thailand, possibly not Thailand because some of them are nonsense. Go to a beach in fucking Mexico, same thing. Go to a beach somewhere in fucking Aberystwyth and sit there drinking pina coladas all day. They could do that for the rest of their fucking lives. They don't have to work. They don't need this extra money. They don't need to do that job. And they're taking those jobs from the rest of us. They don't want people like you and people like me doing those jobs. They want control. They want the power. That's the only reason they're doing it. But it means that we, the rest of us, on this fucking rock in the fucking Atlantic, are being treated like serfs. And half the people fucking love it. They butter up their asses and bend over and say, oh, come on, you toffs, do your worst. I kind of like it. Some of us are like, not happy about this, mate. Really, really not happy about this. Is this the future we want for our kids? Is the future we want for our grandchildren? No. No one should want this. There's a lot of changes that need to be made. Revolutionary changes in this country. And I never thought I'd say those words. I never thought I'd get this far into I don't think this country will go so far towards full fat fascism, because that is the way we are fucking headed right now. unless someone puts the brakes on in a massive fucking style. And that's what we need to fucking do. But one thing I'm looking forward to is that Daniel Krasinski fucking creep and that Priti Patel knobhead and that Boris Cunting Johnson under their new rules that they're bringing in. It's going to be a lot easier to deport the fuckers if we want to. That'll be fun. Right, I'm going to just read some more comments. I'm 43 and there's more chance of Gandhi's hair returning than me getting to own a home. Yes, Boris Johnson thinks he's Miss Rabbit. Same here. I'm never going to own a home in this country. I owned an island because I won it in a game show. So that was a bit of fucking luck on my behalf. But, like, if I hadn't won that, no. I didn't even fucking own a car, for Christ's sake. So, pretty much everything I own fits in my backpack. As I got to Focus and Marcus goes to me, why do you get, like, check-in luggage? And I'm like, everything just fits in it. This. Oh well, at least I've done a lot of things. Hey, at least I can look back on my deathbed going, I'm glad I did all those things. Rather than sitting there thinking, God, I'm glad I bought those things. I'm glad I bought that plasma screen TV back in 2003. Yeah, that really showed them. Anyway, so I am going to... What about Maxwell's family? I'm talking about self-entitled and deluded. They were so convinced they would be acquitted that they brought a place to take her when she walked free. No idea of reality. Yeah. And Ghislaine Maxwell's brother, Ian, I think. Ian? Fuck, what a name. Ian was on the TV or the radio. No, he was on Radio 4, wasn't he? Saying that his sister was innocent. What a cut. Like, does that happen normally with nonsense when that horrible twat Ian Huntley, when he murdered those two young girls, was his brother invited... Another Ian. Was his brother invited on the fucking radio to say, oh, he's all right, actually? Was the Yorkshire fucking Ripper, his brother or his sister, invited on the fucking TV? What? Hey? Was Myra Hindley invited on fucking TV to talk about how Ian... Oh, fucking hell, another Ian. Ian Brady wasn't that bad. Jesus Christ, what's this thing with fucking evil people called Ian? Never noticed this before. It's a bit concerning. Anyway, maybe it's just a common name. I don't know. Christian Cruz says the government says £2,500 a month for a Polish butcher is a high salary. A butcher in Denmark makes at least £4,000 a month. So good luck getting people. Indeed. Rosetta Stone, we understand how insane it is to declare war on a system, but I can assure you for what our contribution is worth, we are prepared to take it all away. Well, that's the thing, right? The Tories are the architects of their own downfall because young people who do not have a home don't have the worry of losing their home hanging over them. And so they are more likely to go out and protest, which is going to result in us going to jail, and I'll probably get put in jail at some point over the next few years by this government. I hope Amnesty does their best to get me out, because I am going to continue organising protests. And if someone does something naughty at that protest, like they're too fucking loud or something, then I'm going to be the one who gets thrown in jail because I organised the protest. That's what the protest fucking bill says. So there's going to be a lot of us who are going to be like, well, if we're going to go to jail anyway, let's go to jail for smashing shit up. Hey, let's at least get a widescreen TV out of it, hey? We're going to fucking spend time behind bars. Hashtag just saying. Jimmy Savile, Wolf Harris, cough, says Duke Vengeance. Indeed. Don't blame the Ians of the world. Okay, I won't. I'm 57, don't own my own either. I'm quite sad about it, to be honest. That's from Denise. I mean, it is just a fucking lottery. It's just a lottery, and it depends what happened in your life and who you had to look after and you had to be there for and what priorities you had at any given moment. And it's just a fucking nightmare. And the people who own their own houses, who bought them for £2.50 back in 1973, and these houses are now worth £500,000, think they're the fucking, the Wolf of Wall Street. Do you know what I mean? They think they're some like really clever speculator. I'm speculating. Oh yeah, look at me speculating. Jesus Christ. Do you know what? On Spider-Man today, there was an advert for like some fucking BMW or Mercedes or something. And it must have been about 50 fucking grand. And I'm just watching this advert and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not in a sly way, but we're watching this in fucking Durham. And I was just thinking, I don't think anyone in this cinema can afford a fucking... What are you advertising this to? Like, seriously? I mean, I'm sure there's some very, very wealthy people like Cummings' family who still live here. But they wouldn't go to the cinema with us, the great unwashed. Look up lying flat revolution in China. Yeah, well, what I was thinking, Christian, is next time we have a protest doing what they did in Iran, where they had the gags around their mouth with things written across the gags. I think we should do that. Graham, what's your view on the suggestion that George Monbiot could be a great representative to the left to rally around? I have many reasons why I think he's the best we got. Well, George Monbiot, I don't know how to pronounce his surname. He was privately educated, so yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind him and James O'Brien, also privately educated, and David Attenborough, also privately educated. Oh, shit. Okay, well, we're going to have to get some of these fuckers on our side, essentially. So maybe I shouldn't call them fuckers to their face, but God, they've taken all the good jobs, haven't they? They really have. All the fucking good jobs. Oh, think about, like, everyone who gets to make a fucking travel show in this country. That's all I want to do. Just make fucking travel shows. It'd be great. Just travel to places, tell jokes, meet people, eat some street food, have a laugh. And all the people who get to make fucking travel shows. Judith Chalmers, Michael Palin, Joanna Lumley, the fucking Bear Grylls, Ray Mears, Jeremy Clarkson. All of them went to the fucking posh public fucking schools, didn't they? They can afford their own fucking holidays, the bastards. Okay, Michael Palin's my hero, and I was inspired to travel to every country in the world without flying as a result of Michael Palin's Around the World in 80 Days. However, it fucks me off. Anyway, but yes, I don't know. When people are saying about who we can rally around, when I think of people, I don't know. I mean, Femi Olawale, he's a great speaker. He puts his case across very well. He's also privately educated. I can't win. I can't fucking win. Oh my God. But Supertansky, if you don't follow Supertansky on TikTok, then you really should. She's very, very funny, very strident, very sweary. She would make a good leader for a movement that smashed shit up. She really would. Yeah. That's who I would like to rally around at the moment. Did you see Jeff Sterling Honours rant on Sky Sports? No, I didn't, but I should. Without parental inheritance, I think it's difficult to buy property. It is now, yeah, definitely. It wasn't when a house was 3 years' wages. How about doing Weird Britain, travelling around, finding weird places? Yeah, that's a great idea, 100 Trees Plant Nursery. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. Look, I mean, I've got the ideas. I've got the ability. I could do this. The only thing I haven't got, well, the two things I haven't got. First of all, the fucking money to go and do it. It's no good me sitting here belly aching about having no money. I need to fucking earn the money. But also publicity. I can't stop thinking about this. What we did on Ginger Island in September, October was amazing. It was absolutely fucking amazing. And there was only about 50 people watching that every day. You know, even the chats afterwards that me and Marcus had, it's only about 50 people ever watching those shows. And yet we still managed to raise over £8,000 for the island to fix the place up. £8,000 from you. You probably gave money to that project to see it happen. And that's the power of crowdfunding, of crowdsourcing. It's fucking incredible. Now just imagine if instead of 50 people watching, there were 500 people watching. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. You don't have to convince me that, not everyone's going to want to watch your fat ass bending over, fixing things going. But look, if we had publicity like the Brexiteers, Saatchi and Saatchi, the advertising executives who use psychology, they pay for expensive psychologists to get into people's heads, to manipulate people. That's what they're great. That's what they're great at. They are great at manipulating people. That's what advertisers do. And Charles Saatchi, obviously, wife beater, of course, privately educated, and massive Tory donor, massively, part of the Tory fucking mindset and did adverts for Thatcher in the 1980s. And they have the money to have the publicity. If a politician wants to be in the public eye, they can get into the public eye very, very easily. And many of them do for the most horrific reasons, like Desmond Swayne, who is a grade A cunt. And he put on a thing today on Twitter saying that masks harm children because they have to wear these masks for 8 hours a day. Well, I don't know how long ago he went to school. Obviously, it was a long time ago. He's privately educated, of course. School day doesn't last 8 hours. Doesn't last 8 hours. And masks are effective at stemming the flow of COVID. So it means less lockdowns. If you don't like lockdowns, you need more masks, you need more ventilation. All the private schools are getting ventilation. We aren't. Anyway, it's 10 past. It's 10 past 11, so I'm going to have to get going. Here's the rant from Glasgow Kiss. Thank you, Glasgow Kiss. You're beautiful. I love you. I rally around Ricky Gervais. If you can't save the human race, let's save the animals. Indeed. But no, I mean, you tend to find the countries where there's very little in the way of animal rights, then there's nothing in the way... Sorry, where there's very little in the way of human rights, there's nothing in the way of animal rights. You find that all over the world. And look at the people who are happy to trample on our human rights, like the Tories at the moment, who want to basically pull out of the internationally recognised Declaration of Human Rights and create a British Charter of Human Rights for some reason, because British people are different humans to other humans, which is going to give us less rights. And the fucking morons, the brain-dead twatmongers who vote for these cunts are going, yeah, that's great, yeah. So I'm trying to clap my hands together and failing. Because, it's aim takes aim. But like they're like, yeah, this is great. They're going to take our rights away. We're going to pull out of the Human Rights Charter. Yeah, fuck the European Court of Human Rights. Ah! I don't seem to realise it's their rights. It's their rights that are being taken away. It's their being right. But the same fucking cunts who are trying to take away the human rights are the same motherfuckers on Boxing Day who were fucking ripping apart foxes for a laugh. I mean, what the fuck? If you went onto the field, right, across the way on the estate, and there was estate, I mean like inner city estate, I don't mean like a lord's estate, but you saw a gang of scallies, right, or chavs, whatever you call people who tend to wear tracksuits and caps. You saw a bunch of scallies, standing around in a field, and they had dogs on leads, right? And in the middle of this pack of scallies is a fox, is an animal, an animal, beautiful animal. And the fox is being ripped apart by the hounds, being ripped apart by these dogs that they've got on the leads in a circle. And they're laughing. You'd call the fucking police, wouldn't you? What's the difference? What's the difference with the fucking Boxing Day hunt? Oh, yeah, we're just following a trail. Wink, wink. No, they're not. Bunch of cunts. Anyway, Akbar Ali, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. There's no hope in elections, neither general strike to shut down everything until new elections called with proportional representation. Akbar Ali, you are completely right. How do we get a general strike going, though? We really need a general strike. I think it's going to happen. Because that's the... If you think about getting people off their arses to protest or off their arses to riot even, that takes effort. Whereas striking, you can just stay at fucking home, can't you? So everyone stay at home. Everyone, stay at home. And to be honest with you, a lot of the Brexiteers who fucking love what's happening at the moment, they're retired, aren't they? They got early retirement at the age of 55, earning $60,000 a year for sitting on their fucking wrinkly old arses, doing nothing, contributing nothing, just sitting there voting for fucking Brexit to fuck over the young people. Bastards. Absolute bastards. Anyway, yes. I don't know if I'm being sweary enough today. Cool. Now how about trying to nab some cash from Curiosity Stream, or if you're doing something about the online furry community using Unreal for hookups, Epic Store goes grants of up to 50,000. Sorry, you want to... What? You want me to get involved in the furry community? I'm sorry, but, Cats, the movie, didn't do anything for me in the downstairs department. Gotta say... Didn't do anything for the upstairs department, except it made me want to vomit out of my eyes, which I don't think is physically possible, but it was just that bad a movie. But, yeah, Not my kettle of fish, but yes, curious stream. It's a good point. I'll tell you what, 100 Trees Plant Nursery. Join us after this on Discord, and we'll talk about revenue streams because you seem to know more about it than I do. Hey Cash Dummy, and we're leaving. Graham, Chian is having an outbreak of COVID and hantavirus, so put your effing mask on. Woo! All right, Jesus Christ, oh, bloody hell. Got told there, didn't I? Put my mask on. I'm kind of alone in a room at the moment, but you know, I can put it on. There you go. Lovely. Right, lol, no dingback. Okay, so Glasgow, you still watching? Can we please have the link to the Discord server? And I'm not going to give anyone COVID because I'm going to wear a mask, so I won't be giving anyone COVID. So let's head over to Discord. So if you could do that in the chat right now, that would be epically awesome. A link, maybe for 6 hours or 12 hours or something. Actually, I want some more tea, so... Oh, shit, I've drank all my tea. Right, I'm going to make another cup of tea. Quick, give us the link. Rosetta Stone. May the 1st go on strike and don't return until there's been a general election with proportional representation. That sounds like a good plan. May the 1st. Because there used to be the May Day protests, didn't they? The May Day riots in the Blair years. Blair's been made a sir. I'm not sure how I feel about that. On one hand, I don't think he should be made a sir because the guy, started the war in Iraq, which has caused the deaths of untold hundreds of thousands, and the birth of ISIS and all the horrors that went on there. But on the other hand, it really fucked off Owen Jones. So swings and roundabouts. Patrick McCarthy, thank you very much. £5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Glasgow Kiss has furnished us with a link, which is here. There. Pointing at my fucking laptop. Oh, it's been a while since I did this. Right, it's there. It's there. Right, follow that link, and I'll meet you over on Discord in a little bit, and we will continue the conversation into the night if you like. And so I'll be back tomorrow night with a special edition of called the See You Next Tuesday Awards, which is going to be a little bit of a one-off. While I give awards to all the See You Next Tuesdays that have ruined our lives over the last year. I'm hoping to make this a regular yearly annual tradition, which will take place on the first Tuesday of every new year. And so join us for that. That'll be at 8:00 Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow. And see you next Tuesday. Obviously, it's on a Tuesday, so I get to say see you next Tuesday. Although, obviously, next Tuesday, if you say it on the day before next Tuesday, it makes you think, does he mean tomorrow or the Tuesday after? I mean tomorrow, okay? So it's going to be tomorrow at 8:00 on this same bat time. No, different bat time, same bat channel. On Graham Hughes Politics. And and then on Thursday, I hope you join me on Graham Hughes Travels, which is going to be my new channel for the next installment of Hughes of the World, which will be about the Central African Republic. So there's all to play for, and hope to see you over on the Discord server very, very soon. Until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.